Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. This article straight from Verizon's News Center. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So, competition is here. We all know competition is here, but Verizon over the years they they haven't they haven't been playing in the field of the competition. They've been trying to do their own thing, make their own changes, and they just continue to let AT&T and T-Mobile do what they're doing, which is working, and Verizon's been moving in the opposite direction. Well, now that's starting to change bit by bit because Verizon is clearly feeling the heat. So Verizon now is releasing a new 55 plus plan, a lifeline for connection, safety, and savings in the Sunshine State. So this is starting in Florida. I don't know what it is about Florida and why they're doing it there. AT&T did the same. And then eventually this will be a trial. I'm just assuming this will be a similar thing to what AT&T did. This will be a trial for Verizon, and then they'll take that nationwide because they have to compete there. AT&T just took theirs nationwide. T-Mobile has been grabbing share in that age group. Verizon is behind again, right? So Verizon cannot let that continue to happen. They're losing share in every demographic, any age group. Verizon is losing share. So they have to respond back to the market, and they have to now compete, right? So you look at this targeted audience. T-Mobile has been competing in that segment for years now. So they have share. So in order to create switchers in that segment, you have to bring incentive for those customers to move. If you just offer the same price, those customers are not moving. They're in that age group where they're comfortable. If they get the same price, the service works okay, they will stick around. That age group, they will stick around. They're loyal. So the only way they can get those customers to move is if T-Mobile completely screws up and they just significantly raise price, or Verizon and AT&T will have to attack them with better price points, right? Incentive for that consumer to switch. Also, that age group isn't really driven by technology much or new phone this, new phone that. So the switcher promos aren't really going to make that age group move too much. It's going to have to be on price. It's going to have to be some bigger incentives to move that age group. And this just now launching, right? This is new. You guys will see it here. The Verizon's new 55 plus plan is helping Floridians stay connected, right? So that's the same introduction that AT&T gave when they launched it first in Florida. So Verizon has to now compete, right? It's no longer we're the best, most premium, come to us. That's not going to work anymore. And it's more evident than ever before, right? Later this year, we will see 2 more quarters of numbers, right? Q3, Q4, and then we're heading into 2026. If Verizon continues to lose share, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be discussed. Then we go into 2026, right? Especially if for some odd reason Verizon isn't able to grow into the guidance that they gave. They said they would be postpaid positive, right? We'll get more of a picture of that during the Q3 earnings because you can't make up all your net ads in Q4, right? Maybe you do. Maybe you spend ridiculous amounts on acquisition cost, but you just can't sit back no more and just wait for the customers to come. AT&T is at scale, claiming to be bigger than your network. T-Mobile is adding another 7,000 greenfield sites over the next 24 months, roughly, right? So everybody's competing at scale, fiercely competing at scale. So the stuff that worked 10, 15 years ago is not going to work today. Customers are sticking around longer because the networks are better. The competition is everybody's trying something. So it's no longer just I'm Verizon, I'm Big Red, I have the best, come see us. That attitude is not going to work anymore. Also, what Hans Vesperk has been saying for the last several quarters, judge us on EPS and earnings this and EBITDA that. That's that's only going to work for so long as well. And I think Sampath really understands that well, but he still has Hans Vesper to report to. So if he says no, there ain't much that Sampath can do, right? So I think Sampath understands this industry very well, and I think just this is just my take. I think Sampath would be better suited to run Verizon as the CEO, the overall CEO, versus just being the CEO of consumer, right? I think Sampath has a better understanding. I think he knows what it's going to take for Verizon to grow at volume and still protect the balance sheet. I think Sampath understands that better. And I think there are certain things that Sampath does want to implement that he's not being able to because he's getting shut down from the top, right? So it's just leadership, right? There's two things, right? There's a boss that's telling you what to do, and then there's leadership that's actually showing you what to do, right? So I think in that case, I think Hans is more of a boss, right? Yes, no. I heard he likes a lot of yes men. So you need a leader to really lead that company to the next generation of technology and plans and what that all looks like. And I don't think, and I've said this many, many times, I don't think Hans is the right guy for that job. I think Sampath is more better suited for it. He's the first one to implement an 80-20, right? 20% volume, 80% balance sheet. Everyone else was just like, hey, we're going to stay premium. We're going to introduce this at this high price point. Sampath has brought more of the value segment into this, and it's worked for them to some degree, but there's still too much competition in the market and saturation for them to still be 80%. I think it needs to be more like 70-30, right? I think that's more of a sweet spot. And I think Sampath realizes that, but he's limited to what he can do. So let me know your thoughts on this 55 plus plan. Let me know if you think this is the right time for Verizon to introduce this. I think they should have did this last year, the year before. They're just way behind on this now. And we'll see how long it takes them to take this nationwide. Let me know your thoughts. Like, share, subscribe. See y'all in the next one. Peace.